Hello there, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Best Buy exclusive Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga box set. Has all 9 films on 4K, Blu-ray, and digital. Comes in this beautiful nice box, and I'll be showing you what's inside the box, what it comes with, and also too we'll be talking about the 4K transfers of each film and see how good or bad they are. So stay tuned and hopefully you enjoyed this review. As you see, this is the 4K box set right here. It looks beautiful, but I don't like how this is done here because in lots of people's copies, the Death Star doesn't match up correctly, which would look real bad. Luckily for mine, it matches up pretty well. There is a little dent mark right here due to the little dumb packaging idea they do with those little sticky things. But overall, it looks beautiful right here. Now, lots of people says, why the Death Star? Why not like Darth Vader's mask? For, you know, the rise, not the rise, but the Skywalker Saga set, you know? It makes more sense to have Darth Vader on the cover at least, not the Death Star. But, oh well, that's fine. Now, how does this open, you may be asking? Well, it opens quite like this. You hold this out, you pull that out, you pull that, and there's your film right there. Or your films, I should say. And what you do is there's a little tab right here. So you pull on that tab and you pull out your book, which has all 9 films plus the bonus disc as well. So we're going to a more detailed look at each and every page of the Skywalker Saga set here. Okay, so let's open it up and I'll show you the inside of each and every page, shall we? So it opens like this, and of course you get a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars. Then you open it up with episode 1, a concept art by Doug Chain. Beautiful work right there. And I will admit too, here's our problem with the set, I will mention right now. These middle parts right here that holds the pages together, the picture is going to tear off in the middle of this. Already, this is brand new by the way, already I have lots of page ripping in the middle right here of the picture coming off, which really, really sucks. I'll show you more of that in detail when we get to the real worst cases. So now we go to episode 2. Beautiful looking, and here's your disc as well, by the way. You got your 4K disc right here and your regular Blu-ray right here. Then we go to episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Then we go to episode 4, A New Hope, which is a beautiful concept work once again by the great and awesome Ralph McQuarrie. Same thing too with Cloud City, as you see, beautiful. Now we go to The Force Awakens here, as you see. There's the issue I'm talking about, which is very bad for something too that's brand new, brand new. Now, I've not had this issue in my complete Saga box set or even my Indiana Jones box set, which are both paper book, sets. So that's bad. We go to The Last Jedi. And last but not least, The Rise of Skywalker here. As you see, beautiful. Bonus disc here, episode 1, episode 2, behind the scenes pictures, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, beautiful picture here by the way, episode 7, episode 8, and a whole page for episode 9 because, it's an all number set of discs here. So episode 9's disc of the bonus features will be right here, right underneath Poe and Finn. And here's a little picture of Kylo Ren or Adam Driver with J.J. Abrams. And the last one picture here is just a bunch of stars. So overall, it's a pretty nice looking box set. As you see, the Lucasfilm right there. It's nice. It feels nice. But the sad part about it is, it's too damn big. I don't like the bigness. It's just very hard to get the disc out. Here, I even show you how hard it is to get the disc out. So, this is episode 5 here. I'm going to pull out just the Blu-ray disc here. As you see, it takes a bit hard. And look, I think I have a scratch already. Yeah, that's a scratch. Oh my god, there's a scratch already on my disc. You saw that? That's pretty funny. But luckily this is the Blu-ray and I won't be, watching the Blu-ray that much because guess what? I got the set not for the Blu-ray. I got these for just the 4K transfers. And here's our problem is, it's always hard to get these back in as well. So yeah, nice looking box set. I get what they're trying to do. And I do like it, but they should have made it easier to get the disc out to where it won't get scratched. And now I feel like the more you pull these out, it might be able to loosen them up. And I think I did just a little bit with some of my 4K disc, but unfortunately though, you might damage the disc. And also too, you get a letter from Mark Hamill, which is pretty good. That's how the box set looks like. Nice box set, too much space, and also too, the discs are hard to take out. Very tight on the disc to where I feel like I'm going to scratch them up each time I pull them out. I wish they did a bit differently. I actually wish they did like the Indiana Jones box set. As you see, beautiful artwork, nice and small, and the good thing is too is it is the same system like the Skywalker Saga, but the discs are easy to pull in and put back in, and they don't fall out. I wish they did something like the Indiana Jones box set, but they didn't, and oh well, beggars can be choosers. But I do think they could have done better, but overall, I think it's a nice looking box set. But now, let's actually go into the details about the discs themselves of the 4K transfers. So let's first start off with episode 1. Episode 1 had a beautiful looking picture, more better than the Blu-ray. I think all of these films look better than the Blu-ray, but which ones look just a little bit better and which ones look amazingly better? With episode 1, it looks better, but not amazingly better. I feel like the color is very nice, but not nice enough. I think there's some key moments, like the saber battle with Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul look amazing. Darth Maul's colors look fantastic. The pod racing looks fantastic. But unfortunately though, there's not really that much great color improvement. Now, picture quality is a lot better, but in some parts, I think it looks amazingly better. In other parts, it just looks a little bit better, if you get what I mean. Is the Blu-ray was a nice transfer, and the 4K transfer does better, I will admit, but unfortunately though, this film was not shot fully on film. It was part film, part digital, mixed in together, and I think you can really tell in this 4K transfer which parts are digital-ish and which parts are actual film. But the sound quality, luckily enough, is fantastic in this film. The sound quality is amazing in this film. And as you see, these are my ratings right here of the sound, picture, and color correction. So let's go to episode 2. Now episode 2, unfortunately, lacks in lots of stuff, unfortunately. I feel like the Blu-ray and the 4K transfer of episode 2 can be equal on each side, with the 4K of course looking a bit more sharper. And there's a good reason for that. This was the first Star Wars film to be shot fully on HD digital, so 1080p. And it shows. The colors do not improve whatsoever, and also too, the picture quality is still nicer than the Blu-ray, but I think you can still get away with the Blu-ray and be okay. I don't think this was a great 4K transfer in color and picture. Sound, on the other hand, though, a nice, very nice upgrade, of course. But unfortunately, though, the picture and color could have been a lot better. Now, my rating for episode 3 is fantastic. I mean, I do not know how they got this film to look so great with it being, again, HD, just a digital format, but it looks fantastic. It looks so much more better than the Blu-ray copy. The details on Anakin Skywalker, on Count Dooku, Obi-Wan, Palpatine, they look fantastic. Lightsabers look so bright and blinding. They look like they're actually in front of you. They look fantastic to me. But there was one scene though that had a little bit of a grain issue, and that dropped down my score just a little bit for episode 3. But the picture and sound are fantastic. And if we go to episode 4, once again, beautiful picture, beautiful sound. The picture quality is 10 times better than the Blu-ray. Sure, this is the McCunky, cut, but it still looks better. But unfortunately though, I have to drop my ratings down a little bit for the color correction problems with this 4K version, because Vader's belt boxes still have the same problem as I addressed in my last video right here. For some reasons, in some scenes, his belt boxes of the green squares turn blue in lots of scenes, which I don't get why that is such a problem. And also too, in the video I mentioned before, I talked about lots of grain issues in some scenes, like real bad grain issues, like they could have fixed that. But the good thing is though, with the physical format disc, I feel like they did fix the grain a bit, but it's still there. But not as bad when I streamed it on Disney+. So unfortunately, my rating for episode 4 with the color, picture, and sound goes down just a little bit. Episode 5, 10 out of 10. Perfect. Move on. Episode 6, good again, but the picture quality a little bit down because there are some scenes with that grain issue again. I don't know why we have this grain issue problem of like this whole screen all of a sudden looks like very grainy, sandy type of picture. I don't know what happens. It's still a sharp image, but you get lots of, you know, noise and grain, which I don't know why. And it baffles me too why we got that little grain shot for episode 3 when that was all digital. So it might be something to do with how Disney or Lucasfilm did these 4K transfers. Now, episode 7 looks great, but there's some problems with the color for some reason. Like on the lightsabers, they either look too bright or too much contrast. There's just something off about the lightsabers in episode 7. I don't know, I can't explain. It just looks a little bit off, and also too with the picture quality, still good picture quality, but is it better than Blu-ray? I don't know. I feel like you'd be okay with the Blu-ray copy because I feel like the 4K, sure, you are still getting a better picture, you can tell, but you can't tell that much, unfortunately. Now, with episode 8, the most controversial film of the Skywalker saga, it looks beautiful. This is a beautiful 4K transfer. I just can't deny it. It's a beautiful 4K transfer of episode 8. It looks so well done. And now we go to episode 9. Episode 9 looks great. The picture looks great, sound looks great, the color correction looks great, but there's been a little bit problems with the 4K transfer for The Rise of Skywalker, I think. I had some little weird moments in my copy of the 4K version of The Rise of Skywalker, which will bring the picture quality down just a little bit in my ranking. So, what is the best transfers in this 4K cut, and what is the worst? Now, the worst ones will have to go to episode 2 and episode 7, because with episode 2, it looks just like the Blu-ray, just a little bit better. Same thing with episode 7. It just, you can't really tell if there was a great upgrade or not. Yes, there is a great upgrade when you put them side by side, but when you just go and watching the film by itself without doing a comparison, there's not that much difference, I feel like. And also too, with episode 7, the lightsaber color problem with its weird contrast issue, it bugs me. It really bugs me a lot. Now, it could be my TV, but I'm just judging on what I have, and that's what I'm going by. So yeah. Now, the best 4K transfers in this set will have to go to episode 4, 5, episode 3, and episode 6. Looks amazing, but if I had to put the top 3, will be episode 4, 5, and 3. Because all those look so much more better than their Blu-ray counterparts, like 100% better, while the other ones are like a 80% to a maybe 60% to 70%. I have all my rankings right here of what I rank them by and my final scores. So yeah, overall, I really do enjoy the 4K transfers a lot. I just wish all of them were super good, than, you know, some of them being a little bit okay. But luckily, it was only 2 films out of the 9 that I had the biggest issues with. So, hooray, hoo-wah. But I wish they refixed the coloring issue I have with episode 4. But I will give them credit though, they did tone down that little grain issue in the 4K physical copies than what they had on Disney+. So that's a good job, but unfortunately, it's still there. So, will I recommend the 4K Skywalker Saga box set? Yes, but not for the full price. I think $250 is an outrageous price for this box set. I'll say $200 will be a perfect deal if you can get it. But also too, you might be asking, well, I have the Blu-ray set, should I upgrade to 4K? Yes, but if you just want maybe like the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, or maybe just get the original trilogy, don't do this box set. Just buy them all individually. You'd be way much more happier, I think. And also too, you might get a better deal that way. But if you want that whole big box set all together, all at one, looking great in a whole package, then I think you should go out and get this box set. But if you're not one of those people who cares about that, and just wants the films on 4K, buy them all individually. And you don't have to do it all at once too. You can buy them, you know, here and there and get them all one day, all in a nice set together, which would look fantastic. Or, you know, you could do is you could wait and see if Disney or Lucasfilm released just a 4K box set version without the Blu-ray and the digital codes, which I know they will do because, you know, that's Star Wars, that's Disney, that's Lucasfilm. They have done it before and they will do it again. They've released so many different versions of box sets out there that this won't be the last box set. I assure you it won't be. So, that's my review of the Rise of Skywalker 4K box set. I think it's a wonderful box set, but could have been a lot better. But I'm happy with the 4K transfers. I'm happy to have them physically in my hands, and they look fantastic. Way much more better than a Blu-ray. Like I said, besides episode 2 and 7, which look a bit better, but I won't say 100% better. So, I hope you enjoyed the review. Please leave a comment. I love to discuss these with you in the comment board. And also too, if you like my content, please subscribe if you like. It'd be very cool. And also, may the Force be with you, my friends. Always.